Alrighty, guys, I'm Morthadon, bringing you guys Season 2, Episode 1 of My Hero Academia, my rewatch series. So, if you guys don't know how this rewatch series works, make sure you check out the first episode of the first season. I go into a lot of detail about it. It's basically me rewatching, like, kind of what it sounds like, me rewatching a show I've already seen, so this is not a reaction. This is more of, like, me discussing the episodes as I watch through them while I catch myself up and catch you guys up on my, like, views and opinions of this show until I get to the point where I haven't seen yet, and then it is going to change to reactions. And I go in a lot more detail in the first episode of the first season, talking about like why I want to do this kind of thing and all that. So check that out if you want to know more. But yeah. Oh. um Last season was a great introduction to the world and everything. I really like season 1. They definitely get better. I'd say the seasons get better as we go on, which is something that I don't always say for a lot of shows. And I was thinking about that because I almost didn't want to say that I think this show gets a lot better as it goes on, but it does. I can't deny it. Um, but yeah, so I hope you guys are looking forward to watching season 2 with me, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting into season 2 because I've seen. When I started watching reactions, one of the first things I did was I started watching My Hero Academia reactions. I believe that were some of the first ones I watched, and I really got into it. And I watched like a ton of different channels reactions, but I didn't watch as many for season 2, and I've barely watched any, like one or two channels for like the first couple episodes of season 3. So, I definitely have like more of a or less of a like I don't remember season 3 or 2 and 3 as well as I remembered season 1, which is like, kind of the reverse of how things go usually. But anyway, regardless of that, enough yapping. I'd say we just jump into this episode, shall we? I forgot to mention it in my last video. But guys, this is timer based, so there's gonna be a timer in, yes, that corner. It's so hard because it's reversed. So like I want to point this way, but it's reversed because of the camera. But so you're gonna need your own footage to sync up to mine, and I'm gonna count down from 5 for you guys to start it. And I watch it subtitled, not dubbed, but since there's no audio and there's no video in this at all for you guys, you can watch it however you want. But yeah, so we are gonna start the episode, guys, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Ah, yes. They go over how the quirks began again. I want to know if there's more to quirks. They could go into some crazy stuff of like aliens starting it or something in this world, you know? Like imagine if aliens just came and dropped like that little DNA strand or whatever into society. You just have Midoriya going into space, fighting aliens. The spiral. No, I'm just kidding. Or I should say, what were they called? The anti-spiral? I like this little beginning bit. Like, there's something about, like, text on a transition like that. Like, you see him like, oh, I want to be a hero, and then you just see the black screen that says, but. There's something so powerful about that, and I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, and then this shot. I wonder if we're ever gonna see, like, this scene. Or if this is just, like, a bragging kind of thing. I feel like the volume is kind of loud. I might actually have to turn down this season. Oh, that sound. I like to think he brought light to the entire world with his punch in that scene. Oh yeah, okay, cool. I was wondering in the last episode if we get the new intro right away or if they wait till episode 2, like some shows do. Oh, I love the intros and outros for this show. So everyone's stretching. Oh, that makes me want to stretch my back. Ugh, feels good. Because I'm like leaning forward a bit, so it's like, it's weird. Straightening out my back helps a bit. Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, so they recapped the last episode a little bit. The last series. Just cool. I like the way they do it. They like the recap before the intro was like recapping what the show is about, but then they use the news to kind of portray what happened last season. Nice little note to his mentor. Midoriya. I forgot they recap a little bit with this letter, too. Oh, yeah. Ah, such a powerful moment. You too can become a hero. Oh, All Might just talking about Midoriya just gives me chills. I don't know why. I just love this show so much. It's ridiculous how I can enjoy rewatching this show so much. Toshinori, All Might's real name. That's the idea, Ochaco. Oh, I remember the title. Why is it that? disintegrate whatever he touches. Yeah. I was saying, like, it's almost like mummification, I wanted to say. Like, I was wondering, I guess, for, when we saw the fight between Aizawa and him, and he did it to his shoulder, he, disintegrated Aizawa's shoulder. There was, like, no blood, even though you could see muscle, and it's almost like he dried out the skin to the point where it chipped off, and that's why there was no blood in, like, that section either. Either that, or I thought it could have just been censoring that was done. Where they just, like, the thing is, they don't censor blood out of other scenes, so unless they just didn't want that scene to be more brutal. But yeah, I don't know, it was just a thought. Mm-hmm. A man-child. He gets so... I don't know. That guy gets so worked up, I can't remember his name, it's like, a child with powers! Oh my! There's a lot of children with powers, but I even think he doesn't mean superpowers there. I think he just means, like, in a position of power, is what I think he really meant. But you could take it the wrong way, I think. Oh, crap. I was gonna grab a water. Alright, while this is going on, I'm gonna reach over to my mini fridge and grab a water. Oh no, I'm off camera! I think I have one right here. Yeah. You guys probably heard that. That was my fridge shutting. Sorry. I'm gonna take a sip of my water. I wonder if All Might sorta has a suspicion there when he looks like that. Because I know what happens later on, but does he have any kind of, like, thoughts about it? He seems really surprised when he first hears about it, but... Frickin' All Might, just saving everybody. Because I am here. The sad, slow music. Is that a violin? I love violin. I know that part's the piano, but... I like how she's so nervous that he's, like, not doing good because he's held up in his room. But then she comes in, she sees him, like, lifting weights and he's fine and stuff. It's because you're invisible. Frickin' Bakugo. Frickin' Ida. He gets so frustrated. It just eyes out. Can you really call that alright? There's more villains. Nope. Oh yeah, the sports festival. Ha ha ha! I love that arc. Love it, love it, love it. Thought I heard someone behind me. Makes sense that they'd want to, like, prove that they're, like, everything's normal again, even after the attack. Boosted security, all that. Freaking Mineta. God damn it. So, a lot of people. Eternal sidekicks, oh no. Worst nightmare. I bet there's some heroes that have quirks that are very good for sidekick work that don't mind being sidekicks. I should probably lower the volume. I feel like I gotta yell over it a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna do that real fast. There we go. Okay. Sorry if I've been yelling this whole time. That's the only problem with the sound. Like, I have the closed back, I believe they're called, headphones, where I can't hear my voice as much, so sometimes if something's really loud, I start trying to talk over it, you know, to hear my voice. It's like, so... It must be so hard to get used to, like, someone talking to you that's just, like, invisible. Just, like, closed talking to you. God damn it. Hey! Frickin' Ida and his hand movements. I love it so much. Frickin' Mineta. God damn it. Frickin' Uraraka as well. I love everybody's personalities in this show. And I love how much focus they give on, like, the little things and the little characters and everything, not just Midoriya. So good. Oh, and I love Uraraka's story. That'd be me. I want to be a hero for money. Freaking he in his arms. So I wonder if you need to get your hero license to be able to do stuff like floating equipment. Could you get a different kind of license that you can't use it for hero work, but you can use it in like industrial work and not have to become a hero? That's what I wonder about this world sometimes. Or does that license cover hero work and like industrial work and everything? Just basically the use of your powers in society, essentially. Aw, little Uraraka's so adorable. Very honorable. I love Ida so much. Bravo! Uraraka! Bravo! You see him in the background. they really go above and beyond with like the comedic aspect to this episode a bit. I think they probably know that there's not like much going on that's exciting, so they're like, let's make it funny, you know. It's a sound effect with his hands moving too. Todoroki's watching. Only an hour and a half left in his muscle form. Feels bad, man. I always thought at this point, or when that happened, I thought it was the shock nullification. I think a lot of people are like the shock absorption kind of thing. And when I watched reactions, I believe like the consensus was a lot of people thought it was like the shock absorption. Um, but it could be that too. That it was just using it on a person. Yeah. And that's why he was targeted. Yeah, he does. Oh, the music. Big evento. It's such a heavy burden to just drop on someone, but you know, at some point, if he's gotta show like the world, and now we get the outro. You know, if All Might wants him to continue the symbol of peace thing, then, at some point you gotta prove to the world that you're strong enough to become the symbol of peace, that kind of thing. So it's like, I understand where All Might comes from, but then I feel bad for Midoriya because I wouldn't want that kind of thing just dropped on me. I hate having responsibility thrown at me like that. I've been watching the normies react to this. So they're up to the big part, without me spoiling too much, the big part of the sports festival, that, like, the crazy episode. Without spoiling too much, I'll just say that. And one thing they mentioned, I never really noticed it, the intro is more focused on the guys, and the outro is more focused on the girls. Just something interesting that, like, I knew the outro was the girls, mostly the girls, but I didn't realize that the intro was mostly the, Alright, I'm ending it there, I'm not gonna watch the preview. I didn't really realize, like, the connection there between the intro and the outro, but yeah, anyway, yeah, so that was a pretty good episode. I mean, like I said, I've seen these before, and I actually kind of forgot how much of a recap that this episode was. I try to usually keep, if you happen to be new to my rewatches, I usually try to discuss the episode a lot more than what I just did. But it was because there was so much recap going on that I didn't really have much to discuss about, because it's all stuff I discussed about in other videos, But yeah, this is probably an episode I could have skipped if I wanted to skip some episodes, but I'm kind of like I don't know. I don't like labeling myself as stuff, like, when people say they're like OCD, but they're not really. I'm almost like a completionist, but I wouldn't say I'm a completionist. When it comes to anime and doing things, I usually like to do things in whole. Like, I don't like skipping episodes. So, like, when I watched Naruto my first time, and even rewatching Naruto I did somewhat recently, I watched every single episode, didn't skip a single one. Like, I'm just that kind of person where I don't like to skip things, and take, like, the shortcuts like that. Even though it's not really a shortcut, it's skipping, episodes that don't have anything to do with the story. But yeah, there was a whole symbol of peace thing that I got to talk about this episode, and I really love, like, Uraraka's motivations that we learn and everything. So there's a lot of good stuff in this episode, especially for the first time. Like, everybody should watch it, but just the fact that this was a rewatch for me, it's possible that I could have and gotten away with it, but I'm glad I did watch it. Personally, that's just how I am. And I think my little, like, partial completionist aspect is part of the reason why I even started doing this rewatch series, is because I wanted everything on my channel, I didn't want to have, just starting halfway into season 3, and that's where I start watching, like, doing My Hero reactions, even though this isn't a reaction, unfortunately, because before I started doing reactions is when I watched season 1 through partially into 3, and then I started doing reactions, and I was like, oh, I should stop watching. I need to react to this show, because I love it! But yeah, anyway, enough about all that. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to rewatching the Sports Festival arc. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you check out my actual reactions, because, like I said before, these are kind of just discussions that I do, in a sense, of each episode that I've already seen. They're not really my reactions, so if you're new to my channel and you have not seen my reaction series, please check those out. And My Hero will be coming as a reaction series when I catch up to where I left off. Yeah, and also hit that subscribe button so you can get updates with all of my new stuff if you want. And you can see my Patreon in the description if you want to check out those benefits and support the channel at all, so I can, possibly expand on what I'm doing and do more. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it here for, I guess, technically this week. This is the last episode for this week. For me, today is Tuesday. I'll be rendering. I already rendered the 2 I recorded yesterday. I'll be rendering 2 more tonight and then uploading them all tomorrow, which is Wednesday, which is the day that I release them all to you guys. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next week for 4 more episodes. Bye bye.